Hi everybody, so it's Lindsay and today I am back with another video on my cosmetology school experience. So if you are interested in going through this journey with me, then you can just keep on watching. So today I'm going to be talking about my first semester at cosmetology school at Transition School of Cosmetology and Careers. And I'm just going to be taking through the first 2 days of school and what a typical day was like for me while I was in school. So the first day was on September 4th of 2018, and it was just like any other first day of class. I was super nervous because I didn't know anybody and I didn't know what to expect, honestly. But it wasn't really bad the first day. We just met our instructors. They split us up into basics 1 and basics 2 because it was so many of us. And after they did that, we just figured out our schedules and we went over the syllabus. We went over uniforms, which we had to wear a blue smock, black scrub pants, and all black shoes, and a name tag. And if you were not in uniform, then just gonna clock out because you're not getting hours for today. Like you had to be in uniform every day. Sometimes they were a little lenient, but for the most part, like you had to be in uniform. Except on Fridays, we did have where you could wear jeans and like tennis shoes and stuff for $1 each, and that was basically like a fundraiser for our end of the year graduation ceremony. So, and we also had to pay our state board fee, which was for Michigan, it was $15. I'm not sure if it varies from state to state, but that's what it was for us. And that's basically so the state can record our hours that we are in school. Just saying, like, if maybe you had to take a break and then come back, they'll have those hours on file for you. So, the second day of class, we actually did our kit check, which our kit was about $400, a little over $400 for the first half of it, and then once you get to advanced one, you get the second half of the kit. So the first part of the kit, we got our 2 mannequins, which was our ethnic mannequin and our straight hair mannequin. We got 4 capes. We got a chemical cape, chemical cape, styling cape, comb out cape, and a kitty cape. And then we got all different combs, all different types of brushes, all different types of clips. We got magnetic rollers and perm rods. We got the fingernail bowl, like when you do manicures, tweezers, fingernail brush, flat iron. We got a 1-inch flat iron, and we got a Babyliss flat iron. We also got the 1/2-inch flat iron. We got a Marcel curling iron, and we got a blow dryer. And we got our mannequin stand, and we also got our duffel bag that we could put our kits in, which were on wheels, which was very convenient because that kit was heavy. But so a typical day for me in school started at 8 in the morning, and I would go to theory from 8 until 11, which was where we did our book work. And yes, we have book work, and yes, we have book work. We don't just start off doing hair. Like, we have to learn sanitation and infections and just the proper way to do things. So a lot of people were actually surprised when I would tell them I had book work, but yes, like we have exams and tests and quizzes and all of that too. So that was from 8 to 11, and then we had an hour lunch, and we would come back at 12, and at 12 is when we would go to lab to work on our mannequins. So in lab, we had to keep track of what we did every day on these packets that were called MPAs, which was, I believe they stood for minimum practical assessments, which this is what the packet looked like. And we had to fill one of these out every month. And basically you would just Say if I did skin analysis today, which was at the top, I would write today's date and then my teacher would stamp it. And at the end of the month, we would just add this whole packet up, really every day, because it was just easier and you would fill it out on the front. And then we would add this up and turn it in at the end of the month so they could record how many of each skill we did, because by the time you graduate you have to have so many of them, which this was how we kept track of what we had. It just tells you how many you need and then what we had up to date, and this was like all the skills on this side. So that's how we kept up with that in lab. So the first 2 weeks, all all we did was finger waves and roller sets and raps, and that was it. Like every day, just finger waves, finger waves. Like my fingers were tired of doing finger waves. And roller sets, like I really didn't mind roller sets because I did them on myself. But y'all, I was so hurt the first time she had us do roller sets. My teacher, she literally walked down the row and told everybody to take their rollers out because we was doing them wrong. And I thought I knew what I was doing because I did roller sets all the time on myself. But no, she was like, take it down, take it down, take it down. I was like, oh, okay then. But so yeah, that's all we did the first 2 weeks was wet sets. Following that, we went into blow drying, round brushing, and curling. We did figure 8 and figure 6. And y'all, I have always been scared of round brushes, just because I feel like I'm gonna get them stuck in my hair. So I would never, I would never try to use them just for that reason. But they're really not that hard to use, and you can use them on all hair types. I'm not saying I would, but it can be done. I've seen it done. And with the figure 6 curl, it's just a regular. I'm about to show you. It's just a regular curl. So this the curl iron, right? And you literally just wrap it like a figure, like it look like 6. Like you just wrap it like that. And a figure 8, you take the hair, put it in between the curling iron, and you take it and you wrap it around the back of the curling iron first, and then you take it and you wrap it around the front, and then you just keep feeding it through. And when you're done, this is how they used to check ours. They would open it up to see if it came out and had this little like infinity sign, and that's how they would check to see if it was like a figure 8. So after that, that was basically like the whole first month of school. We basically just learned like the basics and foundation of like styles. So going into October, which was the second month, we got more into manicures and pedicures. So with this, I think we did it for about a week, and most of the time we just did them on each other because I mean we didn't have manicured hands at this time to do them on, so we just did them on each other. And if you don't like feet, then wear gloves because you have to do manicures and pedicures. Or I would say we used to get service days in class where we could do services on each other. So do them on people like your classmates, like I guess the people you hang out with, somebody you know, so you'd be more comfortable than just doing them on a stranger. Because that's literally what me and this girl in class did. Like it was 2 other girls I used to hang out with, and we would literally just do manicures and pedicures on each other every service day, and that's how we got all of our manicures and pedicures basically out of the way. Then we went into facials, and we did facials on each other. We did that for like, I want to say 2 days. And then we did like literally 1 day of makeup, and then we had a makeup artist come in and show us like makeup on one of the students, like a demo basically. And then we also had an updo competition. So that whole week we did updos on our mannequins, basically perfecting our style because this competition was timed, and there was a first and second place winner, and they won prizes. Whoever won, I didn't win, but whatever, it's okay. My mannequin was still cute. And then we got into cutting. So I was so scared to cut because I'm clumsy, so I thought I was gonna like cut myself, which I did cut myself like a few times, like twice actually. But it wasn't like that bad. Like I didn't chop my finger off or nothing. But we learned razor cutting with the razor, and we learned how to do a blunt cut, which is a 0-degree cut, which you bring all the hair down to the same point and just, cut it. And we also learned a 45-degree angle cut, and we learned a 90-degree angle, which is basically how you do your layers, which is when you just pull the hair straight out to wherever it is at 90 degrees and you cut it. And we also learned texturizing and what a stationary guide is, which is basically what the blunt cut is, the 0-degree angle cut, and what a traveling guide is, which is basically what goes with the 90-degree cut. So that was October. Basically, we got into that, and in November we got into our chemicals. So for chemicals, we did perms, relaxers, and bleaching, or the technical term, lightening. So if you don't know what a perm is when you have naturally straight hair and you want curly hair. So you roll it on the perm rod, and then you squirt this solution on there that stinks really bad, like it's horrible. And you basically process that, and then you have curly hair. And then a relaxer is when you have naturally curly kinky hair and you want it to be bone straight. You put the cream on there, let it process, wash it out, and then you have straight hair. So that's the difference between those two. Honestly, I never really understood the difference because so many people call a relaxer a perm, but there's honestly two different things. And then with the lightening, or the bleaching as some people call it, basically that's when you just take you're taking the pigment out of the hair, like the natural pigment out of the hair, and that's how you get like the blondes or the ugly orange colors. So when it came to bleaching, that part wasn't as bad. It was a little strong at sometimes, but I mean it wasn't that hard unless you just didn't watch what you were doing and you like fried your mannequin's hair off. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. And so that was basically what we did in November, and then December was when we came around to finals. So for finals for theory, we had I believe it was like 150 or 200 question test, and we did have study guides. We did have like different ways to study. So when it came to finals, our school tested us how they test you at state board. So we had to come in with our bags packed in order of the services that we were going to do. We could not talk. We couldn't go to our normal stations that we normally went to. We had to sign in. They assigned us a station, and then we had to wait for instructions. And the first service we did was a facial, which I think was 20 minutes long. And then I'm not sure after that which service we did next, but I know we did foils, we did perm rods. Like for perm, we did a relaxer. I believe we did a virgin relaxer and a relaxer retouch. And then I believe we did a virgin color and a color retouch. and we did a blow dry curl. And for our curl, we had to do a on base, off base, and a figure eight curl. And all of this stuff was timed. And the test took like probably like 4 hours to take. So like I think we did our test like on a Thursday or Friday, and that following week we would get our results, and then it was like Christmas break. And also by the time we finished basics, we should have had 350 hours, which that qualifies us to be able to work on the public now. Like we could do clients, and so when we got to advanced one, we were able to do clients. Um, so yeah, that was about it for my first semester of cosmetology school. I hope this helps somebody, or if you have any questions or comments, then you can leave them below, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.